Hey, it's time for me to talk about 10 more random doom metal albums. One thing I gotta mention is, some people might watch some of these and say, where's your Cathedral? Where's your Black Sabbath? Where's your Monster Magnet? Where's your Sleep? I've talked about these bands in their own videos or a video where I talked about two or three bands. So I'm just trying to get odds and ends done here. So, first CD here is Saint Vitus Die Healing. Saint Vitus formed in LA, or the LA area, in 1978, and they've been on and off over the years with different periods of activity and inactivity. This is the seventh of 9 full-length albums, although this came out way back in 1995. This is Die Healing. They've had a couple of vocalists, but Scott Regers, he is the vocalist on this one. As you probably know, Wino from The Obsessed, he had a classic period with this band as well. This came out on Hellhound, and Dave Chandler, the guitar player, he's the heart and soul of Saint Vitus, and I think the one constant. But this is one of their best albums, and I'm gonna say Born Too Late. That might be my number one, but this, I think, is my number two. My favorite song on here, probably the opener, Dark World. I'm gonna pair these two up into one. This is a band called Ancestors. There is Neptune with Fire and Of Sound Mind. Ancestors are a doom, stoner, psychedelic mix. They have 4 full-length albums, and I think these are the first 2. These are promo copies that I found at a used record store somewhere. And I like them both a lot, but I haven't played them in a while. And all 4 of those albums came out between 2008 and 2018. Number 3, In Dissonance. The album is called 3. This is a band from England, and they split up after this, their 3rd album. I classify this as doom with death metal elements. Now we got High on Fire. I classify High on Fire as fast doom metal. That's what I think. They formed in 1998 out of the ashes of when Sleep first broke up, and they're still around. This is the 3rd full length of 8 albums. Blessed Black Wings. My favorite song on here is probably the title track. A couple of albums after this one, Death is Discommunion and Snakes for the Divine, those are the ones I probably reach for the most. What year was this? 2004. I've seen High on Fire live one time. Mostly because it was a cool package. It was Lucifer, High on Fire, a band I'm forgetting, and Paul Bearer. And this poster I got here, I bought that there, special for the show. I brought out this CD on a different video, but no issue with bringing it back. It's a classic. This is Asunder, Works Will Come Undone. This is their 2nd and final full-length album. It's Funeral Doom from Oakland, California. They existed between 1998 and 2006. The first one's called A Clarion Call. Similar, probably just as good. And they're notable for having John Gossard of Weakling and many other American metal projects as the guitar player here. This is an early Profound Lore release. And one of the best ones to this day, I'd say. Still on Profound Lore, Bloody Panda, Summon. I have this one on vinyl somewhere, but I didn't really feel the need to break it out. But I actually kind of forgot. So, well, Bloody Panda formed in 2003, and even though they haven't done anything in forever, they're apparently still a band. And they have a female singer, Yoshiko, who came from Japan to New York City to start a band, and Bloody Panda is what came from that. Very heavy doom metal. And again, this was 2009, and still the most recent thing that they've done. Sorry, what I was about to say is that I totally forgot that there's a second disc here. And I haven't put this on in forever. But to my recollection, it's... what does it say? It says Misery, a film. So I have popped this in, and it does seem like an abstract art film with Bloody Panda music in the background. Okay, how do I pronounce this? Fuko Patuo. They are funeral doom with death metal elements. They're from Italy, and I have their second and third albums. I'll bring up the third in a second. This one is called Backwater. And I believe this is 4 long songs. Yes. So this is the most recent album, Obsidian Calabasas. And this is 3 songs. And I listened to this one more than the prior one. I found this one is a little bit more doom metal, and this one's a little bit more death metal. Crypt Sermon. This is The Ruins of Fading Light. Crypt Sermon formed in Philadelphia in 2013. This is their second full length. The first one was called Out of the Garden. I bought it on iTunes back in the day, and that had a bunch of hype, but I liked it. I didn't love it. I think they were kind of compared with Paul Bearer a bit, and I thought they didn't hold a candle to Paul Bearer. But this album here, I thought was a big step up, and I'd say overall this is Candlemass meets classic heavy metal, but heavier than that sounds. And my favorite song on here is number 5, Christ is Dead. And finally, Pagan Altar. This is Judgment of the Dead. They're an English doom metal band. And this is their debut album that was released in 1982. But this is a re-release, a 2019 re-release. They have 5 full-length albums, and I've heard a lot of people say this is the best one. And I should know this better, but I don't remember if it was during the original run or when they've performed more recently. But apparently it's a father-son leading this band. So cool stuff, very old school. You know, Black Sabbath vibes, but they're on to something a little different. And band I didn't really get noticed at the time, but people sing their praises now. So that's it. 10 more Doom albums, and thanks for watching. See ya.